And first at 6 o'clock, red flags raised. News 8 has learned the U.S. Postal Service sent letters to election officials in several states about deadlines for mail-in ballots. Good evening, everyone. I'm Phil Sanchez.
And I'm Kylie Conway. That letter says Indiana's deadlines for requesting and casting mail-in ballots don't mesh with the Postal Service's delivery standards. News 8's David Williams is here, has more. Break it down for us, David.
Well, this is that letter sent to Indiana's Secretary of State, received on August 4th. This letter states, in part, that mismatch creates a risk that ballots requested near the deadline under the state law will not be returned in time to be counted. The Postal Service is recommending absentee ballots be mailed out by the state 15 days before the election, and that voters return them no later than October 27th. The letter by the Postal Service has some concern about a slowdown in mail delivery. The U.S. Postal Service has asked for billions of dollars in additional funding. Thursday, the president said he opposes it because he doesn't want to see it used for mail-in voting this November.
Well, I'm really concerned about those people who need the Postal Service for their regular business.
Gregory Jones is president of the Indianapolis area American Postal Workers Union. He tells me a few processing machines were removed from this USPS center on South Street in downtown Indy, as well as a facility in Muncie.
Well, not sure why they claim that the mail volume is down. We're really not seeing that. We've picked up a lot of mail volume from partials and priority mail. You know, we do a lot of Amazon.
Jones says things were also added to some machines so they can process more mail. Jones represents upwards of 1,500 postal employees. He says postal workers usually process about 1 million pieces of mail a day in the Indy area.
We don't get tax money to run the post office. We get revenue through the sale of stamps and other products and this, that, and other. But again, in this day and time, what we're up against right now, it just became a big burden on the Postal Service survival to maintain and provide the service that everybody deserves.
What about election mail? Can our system handle it? Is it safe?
If it's safe enough for them to send tax returns through the mail, Social Security checks, stimulus checks, draft registrations, prescription drugs, passports, driver's license, and actual ID, then it's safe for them to send the mail balance through the mail.
In a lengthy statement, USPS Indianapolis spokesperson Mary Dando tells me the Postal Service will continue to serve its customers during the COVID-19 pandemic through the delivery of not only election mail, but also medicine, essential consumer staples, benefit checks, and important information. I'll post her full statement tonight on our website. I'm David Williams, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
All right, David, thank you. And in your vote 2020, the Indiana Election Commission has blocked a plan to use no-fault absentee by mail voting for the November election. The Democrat-sponsored plan failed in a vote this morning. It would have allowed anyone to request a mail-in absentee ballot for the general election without providing a specific reason. It would have been the same system used during the delayed primary earlier this year.
I cannot, in good faith, tell people you've got to go to in person. If you're healthy, but you're afraid of and fearful of the pandemic and the environment, I cannot in good conscience tell somebody you've got to bite the bullet and go vote in person.
We're not closed-minded here. I think, we might stand in disagreement ultimately, and I think there's good reasons for that on both sides. We tend not to be a lawmaking or policy-making body, and a lot of this seems to me to be things that need to be rationalized and dealt with on the third floor of the State House.
At least 2 federal lawsuits could still allow no-fault absentee by mail in Indiana. The Election Commission says the state's already received more than 37,000 applications for mail-in absentees, and at this point in 2016, Indiana had received just 109.